Hey, what's up guys? In this video, we're going to look at how to create this torn paper effect in DaVinci Resolve. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I have two copies of the same picture here, and all we're going to do is just to stack one on top of the other, combine them, and turn them into a Fusion clip, and then we're going to take it directly to the Fusion page. So the first thing we're going to do here is to connect a brightness and contrast node to the background media in one node, then turn the saturation setting all the way down. This, as you will see when we project it onto the viewer, a black and white background image. Now, you don't necessarily have to do this step. This is more for showcasing the visual contrast because we're going to spend majority of our efforts and time on the foreground image here. And what we're going to do here is to bring in a fast noise node and use that as a mask to our foreground media in 2. Now, if we look at the fast noise node itself right now, it doesn't really show much. So what we need to do is to go to the color tab and then change type to gradient, and then change the gradient type to linear, which will dictate the pattern of the gradient. The next thing we'll do is to drag the beginning and end of the gradient line that you see on the viewer here and change the direction as well as the scale of the gradient. This, as you will see, is going to create that jagged edge for our torn paper effect here. But to make this edge look cleaner, we need to bring the range of gradient all the way towards 0 pretty much. Okay, so now this is looking a lot better. Let's come to the noise tab. Now here we're going to crank up the detail setting, then bring up the contrast setting a little bit as well, and then finally play with the scale setting. This is what's ultimately going to give us the rough edges that we need for this look. Now, to use the fast noise node as a mask, what we need to do is to bring in the bitmap node, which you can find under mask. So let's bring that in and connect the fast noise node to bitmap, and then connect bitmap to media in 2. Now, if we look at media in 2 right now in the viewer, we don't really see anything happening. So what we need to do is to come to bitmap, change channel to luminance instead of alpha. Now you're going to see the mask taking effect. The next thing we're going to do is to create the other half of the torn paper effect, and we're going to do that by bringing a background node and using it as a foreground to the foreground media in 2 node. And we're going to change the background node to white. Now, if you want a more realistic looking effect, you can actually replace the background node with a picture of crumbled paper instead. But we're going to stick with the background node for now. Next, we're going to make a copy of the fast noise node and paste it twice. We're going to paste it once using paste instance. What this will do is to ensure that the instance node is going to follow whatever changes that we make to the settings in the original fast noise node. And then we're going to just do a regular paste of the fast noise node. And then we're going to look at later on why these two nodes are pasted differently. So if we look at merge 3 node right now in the viewer, we don't really see the other half of the effect yet. What we need to do is to change the angle setting, pretty much turning the foreground fast noise node upside down. Then we need to change apply mode to multiply. This will allow us to see only the overlap between the two. So now we're starting to see the other half of our torn paper effect, and we can play with the center parameter as well to fine tune the look. And then if we don't want the white edges, we need to change the edge setting to duplicate. This will allow us to see only black edges. Now, back to what we discussed earlier about pasting. The reason why the background is pasted as its instance is because if we make changes to this original fast noise node, you're going to see that all this change is going to affect the other fast noise node as well. All these changes are happening in sync. And because the other node is not instanced, so now we can make changes to this fast noise node without having to worry about the other half being affected as well. So that's really the reason why we paste them differently, so that we can customize these two parts of the effect independently. All right, so at this point, we need to use the merge 3 node as a mask for our background node. And to do that, we're going to once again use bitmap. So let's bring it in and then connect merge 3 to the bitmap node, and then connect bitmap to the background node. Now, if we look at our background node here, nothing is really happening. So what we need to do is to come to bitmap and then change the channel to luminance once again. Now we're starting to see the mask taking effect. And if we look at our overall torn paper effect right now, we can really see that it's starting to shape up. And now what we can do is to continue to refine our look. And one thing we can do is to bring in a shadow node, which you can find under effect. So let's bring it in and then connect it to the foreground image. And then let's bump up the shadow offset as well as the softness setting. This will really give this effect some depth. Another thing we can do is to add a grainy look to our effect here. And what we can do is to come to film and then bring in the grain node. And we're going to apply this grain node to the entire effect. And what that also means is that we need to project media out 1 into the viewer instead so that we can see the effect of the grain. Okay, now let's go ahead and change some of the settings here like power, red difference, grain size, spacing. Guys, it really depends on what kind of look that you're trying to go for. But it definitely adds a nice texture to our effect. So this is it, guys. I hope this tutorial helps, and I will see you next time.